Okay, so welcome back to another video. In this video I'm doing a review on the JBL Authentics 300. This is the speaker, well the one in the middle of the new three that they've released, the 200, 300 and 500. This is the one in the middle, and importantly the only one that has a battery built in, so this is the only one that's actually portable. This retails for 23.99, but on Amazon it's 330, so I'll kind of take you around the speaker, show you around it, let me know your thoughts on the build quality, stuff like that. Go through the audio specifications, do a sound test, let you know what I think at the end. So yeah, design first. I think this is really nice. Kind of like really nice leather on the handle up here, very premium, like metal hinges on them. No rattles, no squeaks. It's just solid, and while you're holding it as well, you can tell that it's just not going anywhere. Looks quite nice when you've got it literally to just leave the handle up as well. I think it's got a nice kind of aesthetic to it. You've got this very retro looking kind of grill on the front, almost like metal gold, not about accents. It says authentic sound by JBL since 1946, I think that says. Kind of hard to tell in this light. And then on the top you've got your volume, song skipper and pauser, power button, because this does have Bluetooth. This does have a battery. Bluetooth. That's the moment button, which we'll go through in a little bit. Battery status indicator, power light, and then you've got your treble and bass selectors. So if we turn this on, you'll get that telling you how much battery you've got. This just to let you know it's on and what the pairing status is like. And yeah, there you go. We've got the lights around the dials to let you know how much bass you're on at the moment. We're on full bass at the moment. I'll turn that down to half, and then yeah, we'll have half on both. And then as far as it goes with ports, this thing charges with the standard kind of AC in power, USB-C out, aux out, and an Ethernet in, as well as this is a Wi-Fi speaker. And like the others, we have a hardware mic lockout in case you don't want to use the like Alexa or the Google Assistant, and you just don't want it bothering you at all. Otherwise, yeah, build quality really nice. Everything premium, you can tell. So yeah, I probably wouldn't actually want to take it outside, to be honest, but that's that's a different question. I'll get you through some of the specifications. So yeah, rated at 100 watts. We have two 1-inch tweeters. We have one 5.25-inch full range woofer. So yeah, none of this mid-range stuff. And we have a 6.5-inch downward firing passive radiator on the bottom, which I can show you now actually. So yeah, kind of next to the stands, passive radiator on the bottom. So we'll get some decent bass out of this thing. The downward firing ones always tend to kind of vibrate the surfaces they're on a bit more than others. This has an 8-hour battery life with a 3.5-hour charging time. So yeah, 3.5 hours to charge, really not much problem at all, especially if you're kind of doing it overnight. And then 8 hours of play time. That will probably be around 50% volume though. Kind of depends what setting you're in. That could drop to 4 or 5 hours, to be honest, if it's on full. But yeah, take that into account. Obviously there's no swappable battery or anything here, so when it's dead, it's dead. Although it can run like just permanently plugged into the mains if you prefer it to use it like that. So it's kind of up to you. Yeah, I did mention this is a Wi-Fi speaker, so it has Alexa and Google Assistant built in. They can work simultaneously as well, which I believe is kind of like a first for these JBL Authentic speakers. I don't know of any others that can do it. I'm sure there are some, but a first for JBL, I think, as well. So yeah, you can use Alexa and Google Assistant at the same time, which is very cool. Yeah, obviously due to its Wi-Fi as well, it's got Spotify Connect. You can use AirPlay if you've got an iPhone, and it will do all of its software updates itself, which is quite cool. This does make use of the JBL One app. I'll go through this with you now. There isn't a whole load of stuff on here, but we'll go through it anyway. So you can see under my products, we've got the 300. It says it's online, connected to Wi-Fi, and it says how much battery is remaining. It is actually showing what we were last playing music wise, but I don't think that's much of a player really. It's just because it's chosen through Bluetooth. Unfortunately, Spotify isn't one of the options on these supported music services here. So I can't actually connect. I mean, obviously if you're using Amazon Music, Napster or Tidal or whatever, you can, but I'm not, so I can't actually use these, like this app, to play as a music player, which is kind of insane. I'm not sure who's responsible for not having Spotify on there, but yeah, kind of insane. You've got an equalizer in here as well, which again is kind of pointless, because there is the bass and the treble wheels on top of the speaker itself on the hardware. So this is, yeah, I mean, almost never going to be used, to be honest. This is the moment option I was telling you about. So this is that that heart button that's on the top of the speaker, just underneath the power button. It's supposed to work as, like, when you press it, it connects to your favorite service, which you've set up here, and then it plays your playlist or something, and you can choose the volume it plays at and all that. But because Spotify isn't a service, and I couldn't be bothered to get a free trial of any of the others to show you in this video, that's literally just not possible for me, which again I still think is slightly insane. I'm not sure who's responsible for that, but Spotify is obviously the most popular streaming service, so I'm not really sure why that's not on there. But anyway, yeah, you've got a bit of screen about product settings, you know, renaming it, choosing if the Bluetooth auto reconnects when you launch it or not, audio tones, battery saving modes, auto power off, Wi-Fi. You can see we've got Alexa and Google Assistant at the same time enabled at the moment, and then just some other kind of Wi-Fi streaming settings, and then just some standard product information letting you know the software is up to date. Otherwise, there isn't much on this app, which is kind of what I meant by it being almost slightly pointless. But you know, it's nice to have it anyway. It makes it feel a bit more premium. So yeah, as far as specs go, we've got frequency ranges 45 Hz to 20 kilohertz. So we'll go slightly deeper than the Authentic 200, which we've just reviewed. But yeah, still not insane, but you know, for a portable speaker, it's better than quite a lot out there. Weighs 4.9 kilos, so can be quite heavy if you're going to be, you know, carrying it for long distances for some reason. Do bear that in mind. This is basically 5 kilos, so you know, there is a bit of weight to it. But yeah, that's only good things in terms of sound quality, obviously. So now I'm going to do an actual sound test. I'm going to be playing everything by Diamond Eyes at 80% volume, and I'll speak about it afterwards.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare, 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here.
Okay, so sound test over. Again, we've got that downward facing passive radiator. So it does vibrate the surface it's on, hopefully not too much that it's actually ruined that sort of the song in that sound test. But if it has, it only, you know, it only shows you the extent of the bass on this thing in even greater detail. So maybe not a bad thing, but yeah, it does, you know, there is quite a lot of bass to this. And the sound quality, again, like the 200, is really nice. I really can't fault it at all. It goes louder than you probably expect from a speaker of this size. The bass is definitely higher than what you'd expect. Same with the 200. The only problem I have with this is kind of the same problem I had with the Bang & Olufsen Biosound one I've just reviewed recently as well, is that it's just too nice to use as a proper portable outdoor speaker. I would probably use this as a home speaker, but you know, if I wanted to move it from room to room in your home, I think this works better for that, which is a slightly niche market, I suppose. But yeah, maybe for people that don't want it kind of permanently plugged in one corner of the room, if you're going to move it around between a room or two or upstairs, downstairs, then I think that's where this falls, because it's, you know, it's leather on the handle, leather here. Like, if, you know, if you put this down and it gets, well, just get, you know, even this gold bit here gets scuffed, it's just going to be a shame, isn't it? I mean, you know, JBL Boombox 3, for example, you know, if we're only talking about JBL speakers, even, is, you know, the sound quality maybe not as premium, maybe not as crisp, but the bass is just as good, probably pretty much just as good to most people's ears, and it's just built more rugged. You know, it's made of like basically plastic, which just means if it was to get scratched, it's got rubber on the outside of it as well. You know, it's just made to be drop proof, waterproof, all of the above, whereas this is, it would just be such a shame to use it like that, to be honest. So yeah, I think, you know, which is fine. I think it falls into the space where you move it around at home. Yeah, so I think if you're, you know, if you're using this to kind of take around your house, use as a semi-home speaker, I think this is one of the best options out there for sure. If you're after something that you're just going to plug in all the time and use as a home speaker, then I think the JBL Authentics 200 is probably the better shout. Yeah, if you haven't seen my video on that, go and watch it. It will probably be quite useful, or watch the comparison, which will be out soon, if not already, when you're watching this. Otherwise, I welcome any comments. Let me know what you think.